Good afternoon. Welcome to the West Side Story. This is your host, John Casey. It's your source for all things going on the west side of Santa Clara, and as you'll see today, maybe some other parts of the city. First up, I'd like to talk about something going on over in District 5. That's basically the old quad. The council member for that area is a guy named Suds Jane. Suds and I attended the Citizens Police Academy together, and I consider him a friend. I actually gave him some money when he ran. There's a move on to recall him because of the new districts. It only requires 40 signatures to have someone recalled. The group driving this thing collected 60. What happens from here is it goes down to the registrar of voters on Berger, San Jose, and the registrar determines that everybody who signed the petition is registered to vote, and that everybody who signed it lives within District 5. And if both of those requirements are met, then we have to schedule an election for the recall. Suds has more than 3 years left on his term, so I'm not sure how popular this will be. People voted him in, like I say, just a couple of months ago. But that is happening, and that does kind of affect the whole city. Next thing is we've seen a lot of information lately about Kevin Park, who represents our district, District 2. But I need to go back to the fact that he wasn't arrested. I mean, the fact that the cops come to see you really doesn't mean much of anything. You know, it means that the unit drove over here. That's all it means. So I'm interested. We haven't seen anything about that. The other thing that, while we're on city council issues, there was a city council member named Anthony Becker. Was the second openly gay city council member. Was a political enemy of the mayor's, and he was investigated by a grand jury. And the grand jury issued a very scathing report on him, and then the police asked, or the report got leaked. It wasn't going to be out till Monday, and it appeared Friday. Not only on the Police Officers Association website, but Suds had a copy, and so did Anthony. Well, Anthony was brought back in for questioning and was asked, "Did you release the report?" He said, "No, that's lying to a police officer." And so they charged him with perjury. And it was a big fiasco. They seized a whole bunch of his personal things, his laptop, his cell phone, his husband's cell phone, his husband's laptop, and they still haven't given it back, which is a year and a half. Now, I'm not going to step into the mess of is he guilty of what he's charged with, but there's no reason to keep stuff that long. I know people who had laptops stolen who got them back in 2 days. So I'm very disappointed in the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office for not driving that. Hopefully they'll get onto it. Okay, enough with the nasty stuff. For this weekend, on the 21st at 1:25, the Niners are going to be playing the Cardinals, and it's probably going to jack up traffic on the north side of town. It won't affect us. One thing that you may see is, as is commonplace with 49ers games, there's going to be 2 F-18 fighter jets flying over the stadium just before the game. Don't worry, it's not the start of a war, it's just a flyover. Game starts at 1:25, so you'd probably want to be out of that part of town by 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little later, but not much, and usually goes on till at least 5, so you probably wouldn't want to try to get back out there till 6. It's a very interesting situation. Once you get off the stadium grounds, it's real easy to get out of there. Getting off the stadium grounds is a pain in the neck. And I'm not the only one who says that, but they're still working on a better way to do it. They have light rail connections, they have street traffic, they have buses and Ubers, but it still just takes way too long to get off the property. Moving on to the crime report. On the 15th, over at Halford and Tamarack, we had a failure to appear. That one was serious enough where they took the person to jail. Also on the 15th, over the 24-hour fitness there at Halford and the El Camino, next to the new Food Max, they had another failure to appear, and that person also went to jail. Also on the 15th, it was a busy day. Over the Driftwood Inn, they had two separate arrests, both both included failure to appear charges, and both people were taken to jail. One of them was strictly stupidity, had not appeared on previous charges, and he had some drugs. The second one, though, was a little more serious. There is a violation of a court order and violation of PCRS requirements. That person's probably going to jail for a while. As I say, that was on the 13th. On the 11th, over at the Moonlight Center, we had two arrests for failure to appear also, and those people went to jail. On the 11th, over on Henderson in Sunnyvale, just out of our area, Santa Clara made a bust for an adult trying to meet a minor for sexual purposes, and that fellow went to jail. On the 11th also, at 3565 Granada, we had a gentleman arrested who also went to jail for 5 counts. They included domestic violence and violating a court order, and also PCRS issues. On the 10th, we had a domestic violence call over on Prune Ridge. It's not clear, but I don't think they took anybody to jail on that one. And I hope that all those people who went to jail get their issues resolved and can figure things out. That's it for now. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.